Welcome everybody to my latest video. So for this video, as you can see, we got something very special here. Now what you're looking at right here is a CPS2 board for what's probably one of my favorite games of all time. As you can see right here, we got Super Street Fighter 2 X Grandmaster Challenge. Now here's the thing about CPS2 hardware. In my opinion, it's probably the best arcade hardware out there. If I only had to choose one hardware to collect for my arcade stuff, hands down, without a doubt, it would be CPS2. Now the problem with such good hardware is it can get expensive. The cheapest you'll spend for one game, probably around $125, and that would be for something along the lines of Children of the Atom. And that's counting shipping. This particular board right here, you're going to spend anywhere between $175 if you're really lucky to upwards of $300. Now, if you know your arcade history, CPS2 has some really good games. You got Super Street Fighter 2, you got Super Turbo, Grandmaster Challenge, the Alpha series. You got other games like Pro Gear, Demahoo. That's just to name a few. Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, etc., etc. Now, purpose of this video, as you can see by the title, is for this thing over here. For those of you who don't know what this is the multi-CPS2 hardware, and this was created by Darksoft. Now, here's the thing. This is probably worth every single penny I've spent on it. It wasn't cheap. In fact, you have to order it from a site that I think is from Poland. Now, what is it? Well, when you think of a CPS2 board, that's what it is right there. However, the inside looks something sort of like this. In fact, the CPS2 board right here, this is part of it. This is part of what's on the inside. What's missing are the ROM chips. Now, the multi-CPS2 hardware that I ordered, it's this part, this, and this little thing right here. There are some other things that came with it. I ordered the most expensive version of what you can order, and it came with like a torque security. It's not a bolt. What do you call it? Head. Basically, so you can take apart your CPS2 B board. And what else did it contain? It contained an extra G-PAL chip, which I won't get into, and this black cord. It's an extension. So, here's the thing. Imagine having all the CPS2 hardware games on one system. Never having to change out the boards. Well, that's what this is. Like I said, it's worth every single penny, and don't worry, I'll turn it on, we'll get to it in a moment. However, here's the thing. I want to make it perfectly clear, when you order this, if it's still available, if they're still making them, if Darksoft continues to still make them, I had heard the original cutoff number was 300. That could be wrong, that, could have changed by now. But if you're able to get one of these, if you feel that's worth every penny, and trust me, it is not cheap, you don't get any games with this. So, if you're thinking that you're buying piracy, well, technically no, you're not. There are absolutely no games that come with this hardware. You have to get the games on your own. How does that work? Right here, there's a little mini flash drive. Flash card, memory card, whatever you want to call it. Right there. You have to download the files from the internet on your own. Put them on the card, stick the card in there. Assuming they're the right files, you're good to go. So when you get this, you take it out of the box, you install it on your CPS2 board, your B board. You're still not ready to go. You need to download the games. You do not get any games. That's not what he's selling. Now, here's the thing. Once you do have the games, this is phenomenal. Installation, it took me about 30 minutes. It's not that it's hard, it's really delicate. And what I mean by that, let's see if we can get a good shot here. I don't think we're going to be able to. Yeah, I can't see. Let's try the other side. Okay, maybe this works. If I can actually focus in. Okay, that's the best it's going to focus in. Now, you can see how this top board slides into where the old socketed chips came out from. Now, you see those prongs right there? They're pretty thin. Well, at the end of those prongs, there's even thinner prongs, which then get slid into here. And they were so skinny that I was afraid I was going to snap one off. So that's why I think it took a little extra time. It was very delicate, a delicate, slow process because I just spent a whole bunch of money on this, waited forever. Keep in mind, when I paid and when I actually got this was quite a bit of time. But yeah, the prongs, they were so skinny, I was just scared I was going to snap one off, and then there I am with a broken piece of hardware. I have heard that this situation has been corrected and that newer versions of this have thicker, harder prongs. So we'll see. I actually enjoyed this thing so much I ordered another one. So hopefully, that situation is taken care of. So that's one of the things I didn't like about this. It's not that it didn't work, it's just it was so delicate and I was so scared I was going to break something. Now, the other thing, let's see if, let me refocus here. Okay. Like I said, it was just this part right here, this, some other stuff. It came in a box. The box was beat up a little bit. I don't have the box anymore. But on the inside, everything for the most part was in still pretty good condition. The only thing, let's see, which one was it? Yeah, right here. Try and focus in. Okay, you see those prongs right there? Those go to this board right here. And look at that, Darksoft rules. Well, one of those prongs was bent. And that seemed to happen to a lot of these boards from what I read on the forums. Maybe not a lot, but at least a dozen or so, or half a dozen. More than just myself. So I very gently bent that prong back. Luckily it didn't snap, but that was about the only other thing that the only other bad thing. Try and focus in some more here. Other than that, despite the box being beat up a little bit, it was, everything else worked. Like I said, it took me about 30 minutes to install this, just because I was so scared. Now, here's the thing. To install this hardware, and once again, don't worry, we'll get this up and running, you need a dead CPS2 B board. If you have a working board, it's not going to work. Long story short, you need the dead board, you pop out all these socketed chips, and then you install this stuff. Now, there are people within the arcade hobby, if you even mention that you're going to do this to a working CPS2 board, they will go apeshit on you. It's just the way it is. Some people are just so hardcore that how dare you do something to your own property that, this other person does not like. Which is very weird. It's yours. Why would they care? They have no right. They have no say. But, doesn't matter. Here's something to consider. if you have a working CPS2 board, you can sell it, and you'll probably have enough money to not only buy a dead CPS2 board, but you'll have some extra money to put towards your multi-CPS2 unit. So think about that. Once again, what you decide to do, it's none of my business. But, you know, lo and behold, you mentioned something like that you killed a working board, people are going to go ape shit on you. It's just the way it is. Okay, so, got everything up and running. Let's get this thing powered on. Now, unfortunately, for whatever reason, I tried to put this unit into a CPS2 casing. In fact, I think this was Marvel vs. Capcom. For whatever reason, inside the casing, I cannot get a good fit on this to work. I still get issues. And for me, I had to really clamp down on this, get 100% contact in order for it to work. Inside the case, I couldn't get it to happen. So that's why it's open. That seemed to happen to more people, a couple more people. So it's not just me. Who knows the reason? So let's get this thing powered on and we'll see it in action. Okay, I got my cabinet on, and as you can see right now it's running Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition. Now, if you know this game, if you were to get a working board, this game could cost you anywhere between $300 to $700. And that's everywhere from KLOV prices to eBay to, you know, private sales that go on, you know, by people who don't, you know, just get together and trade. I saw a little warning there. So anyways, here we are. And you can see it's working. Now, here's the thing. Here's something that I do like. When you go to your settings, so there we are, our settings. You make changes, you make your settings, you exit out. When you power off your cabinet, those settings don't change. When you power back on, the settings stay. So let's try something here. System configuration. Where are we? There we go. So, game difficulty, let's just go to very easy. It was on easy, and if you played this game, you know why it's on easy. Let's go to very easy. Okay. Exit. Where are we? Exit again. Okay, so we just changed it. So now let's power off and we'll power back on, and let's see if the settings are the same. And here we are. It's powered back on. So let's go to the settings. And there you are. You can see it's on very easy still. So that's the nice thing about this, is you make settings, you power off, and the game still saves. Now, just like normal CPS2 hardware, when you change a game on here, let's say I change to Street Fighter Alpha 3, and then I decide to come back to Hyper Anniversary, the settings will not be the same as you left them. They'll default back. So just like original hardware, when you remove it from the A board, you know, those settings change. So that's something you have to deal with. It's, you know, it's not that I don't, or I should say, it's not that it's a big deal. It's just something you have to deal with. So it's kind of more realistic. But how do we change games? Well, that's where this little board comes in. You can focus in. Okay. Right now it's playing Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition. So we got our up, down, enter. So let's change the game. Let's try, I think that's Vampire Savior. So we select the game, enter. Now it's, well, as you can see, it's flash writing. Now when it's finished, it's going to tell you to reboot the system. Now when it goes to the flash writing, you get a blank screen. Or at least on my system you do. And it's about 3/4 of the way there, almost. Here we go. All done. Reset device. Now you'll get this garbled image on here. Don't worry about that. Focus in. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. So, let's go ahead and reset. In my case, that's power off. Alright. Now playing. There you go. That's the game we selected. And let's see what comes up on screen. And there we go. Right now I got the volume really low. But yeah, look at the intro. So yeah, everything works. It's a really nice piece of hardware. It's a nice system. We'll just let you continue getting the intro of this. Once again, you don't get any games. You have to get the games on your own. But it's not that hard. There we go, Vampire Savior, the Lord of Vampire. So let's try another game. Let's focus in. Alien vs. Predator. Battle Circuit. Capcom Club. Cyberbots or Cybots. There we go. I know. Pro Gear. Pro Gear, that's one of those games where if you can find a working board, you're going to pay probably about $500 for it. That's an original working board, because usually people don't want to get rid of it. Flash writing. All done. Reset device. And once again, we got some garbled image on the screen. No biggie. Alright, let's focus in. Cave. And there you are, Pro Gear. So as you can see, you know, if you've seen my videos, you know that I love CPS2 hardware. This thing is awesome. Let me go ahead and turn it off so we don't get that sound of the fan. Just take a little bit right there, take a look. So, there are people who, you know, are hardcore enthusiasts and they probably absolutely hate this piece of hardware because it's, quote, not original and not authentic. Fuck them. Now, this is my favorite arcade game of all time. I play it probably every other day at least. Doesn't mean I'm going to sell this. I'm still going to keep this. But this thing is awesome. It costs a lot. And I'm not talking $100 or $200. It costs, well, I'll just tell you what I paid for it. I think it came out to about $350. Now that was with shipping coming from Poland, but I had to pay and then I had to wait and wait and wait, and I'm not sure how long I waited. It might have been a couple months, but yeah, awesome piece of hardware. Again, you don't get any games. You have to find the games on your own, load them onto a mini flash card, a mini card. Brain freeze right now, can't think. How big does the card have to be? I would suggest 4 gigs. The files I downloaded, it came out to like 3.2 gigs or something like that. But again, that's because I got multiple regions of games. So, you know, something like Super Turbo, I got Super Turbo, and then I got Grandmaster Challenge, which is, you know, the Japanese version. I got American regions of other games. Whatever. Point is, took up about over 3 gigs. That was for multiple regions. If you only want a single region, like all USAs, then, you know, you might only need 2 gigs. But yes, a fantastic piece of hardware. If you're a fan of CPS2, I highly recommend it. Probably I'll get some videos going of gameplay so that you guys can see just how, you know, good it plays. Really not sure what else to say. You know, you need a dead CPS2 B board. It has to be, was it GPAL or FPAL? Something like that. Mine is a G, and mine is a revision 7, I believe. I won't even get into all the technical details. In fact, in the description box, I'm going to put a link to one of the guys who helped bring this to us, you know, arcade enthusiasts. Can't pronounce his name right. I never get it right, so I'm just going to do part of his name, Mitsu. I'll put a link in the description box. His video is much more detailed. In fact, he has 2 videos. One, I think, is just an introduction to the hardware, and one is like how to use the hardware. I'll probably do the link to the introduction. He goes over a lot more detailed stuff, everything you need to know. Probably describes it a lot better than I do, but yeah. I just had to show this thing off. It's a fantastic piece of hardware. Highly recommend it. Love this thing. And yeah, I'm going to be playing Street Fighter, every version on the CPS2 for quite some time. So there you are. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'll do some gameplay vids so you can see just how authentic it is. Nothing more to say. No, it's probably been a long video. Maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, who knows. But yeah, there you are. Any questions, let me know. Until next time.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.